Yes, I mean they're both actually rather nicely complementary. Upstairs there's a show of two painters, Winifred Nicholson, who her paintings of human figures and flower pieces from the 1920s and 1930s, and then a contemporary artist, Andrew Cranston, who's sort of mid-career, as we say. They're both, they don't have a direct connection, but both are interested in celebrating the everyday. Their paintings are both quite sort of muted and tonal, and both reveal a kind of love of those small things around you. Winifred famously, in the wake of the First World War, went to live in the countryside and painted the people around her and the flowers that she picked in the landscape and in her garden. Andrew lives in Glasgow and his works are more urban, I suppose, but still focused on the quiet interiors. He's very much in the vein of Vuillard and Bonnard and that sort of quiet contemplative painting. Both of them are rather lyrical and poetic. And then in here, in the ballroom, three artists of different generations, three women who are all now dead, who made sort of unusual, sort of witty, quirky, figurative sculptures in clay. So birds, animals, fruit and vegetables, some houses, the baptistry in Florence. And they're three artists who aren't very well known. In a way, all of them were not quite fully professional, but at the same time, they were sort of attached to the professional art world. So, and all three of them have the most extraordinary kind of technical skill and dexterity. I mean, they're really elegant, beautiful pieces, even when they're quite funny. There's a very kind of humorous pelican that I'm looking at now, but behind that, these four wonderful candlesticks by Natalie Bevan, these beautiful dancing figures holding them up. And what's wonderful, I think, about this show, and what we really want exhibitions to do at the Holburne, is that it also makes you look differently at the permanent collection. So you walk around this exhibition and then you see the 16th century maiolica around it in a different way. And that's what I really love about making exhibitions, particularly in this space, that you're celebrating modern and contemporary artists, but actually casting light on the historic collection that the museum's all about as well.
Well, I have to say it's been quite a year for you all here at the Holburne, that wonderful new gallery in the basement. And I'm just wondering how the rebranding is going down with the general public, with the people coming here to support the museum.
We've had great feedback. As you say, we've just opened the wonderful Schroeder Gallery in the basement full of Renaissance treasures, and next to this room a new picture gallery with the Schroeder's 17th century paintings. And that coincided with the rebranding, which we've had wonderfully positive feedback about. I think partly because it's both a sort of solid classical look, but has a kind of contemporary twist and a sort of playful twist at times as well. And I think we wanted to rebrand because the new brand is a much better reflection of what the Holborn's become in recent years.
Well, we've got Christmas coming up. I'm just wondering how your facade is going to look this year. We all wait with great excitement to see how the Holburne lights up for the festive season.
Well, we're very excited this year because as well as having Jane Austen on the top floor, in the garden, we're going to have Santa Claus. His grotto will be at the Holburne for the first time. So it's not just about the lights on the front of the building, but the man himself will be in the garden behind us.
And looking forward to 2026, if I may, a little birdie tells me we've got some exciting things in prospect.
So we've got an amazing season to kick off the year in January. Two huge figures of kind of recent culture. On the top floor, we're showing an exhibition of Don McCullon's photographs, and a really wonderful combination of some of his classic shots from McCullon has maybe the most famous photographer of our time, known for his shots of Vietnam and Northern Ireland, but also the Somerset landscape. And at the core of that show, his new works that have never been seen, photographs of Roman sculptures in the most dramatic light and beautifully printed. And then in this room, we're showing the designs of Zandra Rhodes, focusing on her use of print and how different prints are used in a sort of variety of ways.
Any sort of tie-in with the Fashion Museum on that?
Yeah, so that came through a conversation with the Fashion Museum, and we're partnering on the really quite extensive learning program that's going to go with us and with it. And we're working very closely with Zandra, and it's curated, in fact, by Rosemary Harden, who until recently ran the Fashion Museum.
Yes, I remember it well. I also remember being here when that portrait of Don McCullum was unveiled, which is a couple of years ago. Will that be on show
Yeah,
again?
we'll be showing the portrait of Don, which, we don't get many opportunities to hang it, but we will have that in the hall for his show. He's made it very clear he wants to see it.
One of my boyhood heroes. Thank you very much. And if it's not too early, happy Christmas.
I think it is too early, Richard.